Well, the last few days have seen unprecedented destruction owing to the ravaging floods in Assam. Over 8 lakh people so far have been affected and many lives have also been lost in more than 29 districts of the state. Of these, Dima Hasao, Cachar and Hojai have been the worst affected. And on that note, we bring you a very exclusive report on how severe the floods have been this time around. Take a look.
Swathe of devastation, massive destruction to property, an annual calamity that adversely affects human lives, this time probably more than ever. What you see on your screens is perhaps the most tragic examples of what nature's fury can lead to. Assam, which is otherwise known globally for its rich cultural heritage and of course the mighty one-horned rhino, has sadly been hitting the headlines time and again for another reason: the floods. Thousands of families, particularly those living in the rural belt and hilly terrains, dread this time of the year, for they know the ordeal they have to go through. While some are rendered homeless, there are others who lose their dear ones. This year, floods and consequential landslides have so far affected more than 8 lakh people across 29 districts. Now, of the 29, floods have wreaked unprecedented havoc in 3 districts. These include Dima Hasao, Cachar and Hojai. Let us take you on a district-wise tour for a clear picture of how the situation has been so far. Let's take you first to Dima Hasao, a hill district with a population of 2,14,000 people. What you see on your screen is a JCB, which was used on this occasion to transport a group of ministers and senior officials to inspect the Deluge Haflong railway station. The occupants of this excavator include visiting cabinet ministers Jogan Mohan and Bimal Bora, local MLA Nandita Garlosa and the Deputy Commissioner Nazreen Ahmad, indicating a defining and never-before-seen moment in the history of Assam floods, where officials have gone that extra mile to fix the damages caused. This otherwise picturesque district, sitting in the lap of the stunning Boreal mountain range, has topped the list when it comes to witnessing the wrath of floods and landslides, registering at least 3 deaths. These visuals depict the situation of the new Haflong railway station, where trains were derailed and stranded for at least 72 hours. Mud landslides came from the top of the hills, with roaring water surrounding the rail coaches. Fortunately, the passengers were rescued well before time by the Indian Air Force before the situation worsened later. If that was not all, scenes of bridges collapsing and roads getting washed away showed the plight of the region. The furious currents of the Jatinga and Mahur rivers swept away everything in front of it, be it house, livestock or paddy. Places close to hilly areas witnessed landslides of unprecedented scale. The Maibong Tunnel, which is one of the primary entry points of the hill district, remained inaccessible, with mud from the massive landslides blocking the tunnel from either side. Things came to such a pass that the district was cut off from the country, and there remained no means of contacting people in the absence of electricity and the internet. Transportation of commodities to neighboring states also suffered. A sigh of relief came when essential items were dropped by the Indian Air Force helicopters, including the Chinook choppers on May 18th, and mobile connectivity was partially restored.
इस वक्त हम दिखा रहा है कि ये जो सारा जो एरिया है यहाँ पर लोगों के लिए खाने पीने का जो सामान लेके आया गया है.
Notably, this was for the first time that Chinook choppers were used in the northeast for the transfer relief and rescue. The district administration, which has been working on a war footing, also cleared the Maibong Tunnel and eased road connectivity from Haflong to Jatinga. Besides, the Dima Hasao DC has also assured that restoring railway connectivity in the district would take over a month's time, with authorities working round the clock. Although the situation has slightly improved with the decrease in rainfall, people continue to pass their days in extreme distressful conditions. As per reports, a total of 2,500 people have been affected in Maibong subdivision, and more than 400 of them are living in various relief camps. The flood situation in Barak Valley worsened with every rainfall, wreaking havoc and inundating prime areas, bringing acute misery for people across the valley. Heavy spells of shower continued for days, bringing water from rivers to roads, affecting surface communication in many areas of the valley. Flood water also entered a large number of houses in many places, adding to people's woes. In Cachar district, many people have been affected by the current wave of floods. Several flood-affected people have taken shelter in relief camps that were set up by the district administration. The floodwaters also submerged about 2,099.6 hectares in the district. And if that was not all, 3 people, including a child from the Cachar district, have reportedly been washed away in the ravaging floods. The administration on its part has been constantly monitoring the situation. Assam Cabinet Minister Ashok Singhal has inspected the flood situation in Silchar, wherein he visited different flood-affected areas to assess the condition and spoke to the flood-affected people. Like Dima Hasao and Cachar, Hojai too has suffered a great extent in the floods. Several areas of the district still remain inundated, with over 100 people taking shelter in the 36 relief camps set up by the district administration. The surging waters of the Kapili River submerged many areas of the district, which include Jamunamok, Katkutiagao, Kumargao, Lakhimigao and Kahargao, among others. The administration was quick enough to carry out massive relief and rescue operations in the district. Thousands marooned by floods were rescued by disaster management teams and the Indian Army. 9 army boats along with 4 NDRF, 7 SDRF and 546 private boats have been pressed into service for the relief and rescue operations. Worth mentioning here, Cabinet Minister Keshav Mahanta too took part in the rescue operations. While the flood situation has somewhat improved in the last few days, the fact remains that the deluge has led to unprecedented losses, both to lives and property. It might take days or maybe even years to make up for what has been lost. While nature's fury is inevitable, perhaps steps can be taken to minimize the damages caused by such disasters in the days to come. And all eyes are on the Himanta Biswa Sharma-led government, which prioritizes bringing a lasting solution to floods. News Desk Report, Northeast Live.